the speed that we can think, and so the next for your phone is a direct brain link. In fact, Elon Musk, founder of Tesla, is convinced by the idea. His words were, even in a benign scenario, humans will be left behind. Meaning that even in a situation where AI doesn't decide it wants to kill us, at the very least, humans will just become a bit irrelevant, unless we start to upgrade not just all the things around us, but us too. And this thought process is what promoted him to found another company called Neuralink. They're going to offer the option to plant what are essentially thousands of electrodes into people's brains, using a device that pretty closely resembles a sewing machine. And on a bit of a side note, this in itself sort of demonstrates my point. This bot can accurately thread tiny electrodes with incredible precision in a way that even a fully trained brain surgeon just couldn't. And these electrodes have two purposes: to both send and receive data from your brain to your smart devices. It sounds terrifying, but it's not even a hugely invasive procedure. Compared to brain surgery, where your head would literally be cut open, this would leave no scars as the incisions are less than 1 centimeter each. There'd be no need to shave your hair off, and the whole thing should take 45 minutes. So right now, there are literally rats they've tested this on with USB-C ports sticking out of their heads. Neuralink can plug a cable in and download the activity of their brains, the same way you would transfer a movie or download a bunch of photos. And where this tech is going is even more fascinating. In the short term, the goal of this is just to help people with brain diseases. So for example, enabling paralyzed humans to communicate once again through their brain signals. But Neuralink have also quite clearly stated that this will be joined by the goal of human enhancement. And here's the kicker. Humans will no longer just use artificial intelligence. Humans will become artificially intelligent. We're talking crazy stuff. Because your brain can communicate with the cloud after getting these implants, you could gain unlimited memory storage to be able to retain more information. Your AI could measure brain activity and diagnose potential diseases, literally years before you start seeing other external symptoms. And taking your phone out your pocket and dialing a number to call someone will seem like a relic of the past. If you wanted to talk to someone, you could just think of talking to them, and you'd be doing it. Language barriers will break down because your own AI can auto-translate whatever it hears, and if you wanted to learn something, granted it's far faster now than it's ever been, but instead of sitting there poring over websites and YouTube tutorials, you could just download the knowledge. Now, applying a brain-machine interface to the masses is still some way off. Our understanding of the brain needs to grow, and it's going to take time for the general public to accept the idea of it. But I can see how it would happen. Early adopters would be people with serious brain conditions who would give anything a go just because conventional solutions haven't worked. These people would give companies like Neuralink a chance to iron out early issues, and over a few more generations, the wider public will start to accept the idea because they've seen loads of people with brain implants, and all this time, the benefits of having them are just going to keep growing. And this leads us on to the next chapter. We've already talked about how artificial intelligence will skyrocket and humans will become more entwined with it. I don't think either of those things are up for debate, but the big remaining question is, will AI bring unlimited joy to people, or will it lead them to their grisly end? And my personal take is that whilst this isn't a doomsday scenario, we have to be really careful. Let me explain. Some people say that a machine can never be more capable than the person that invented it, and you can see where they're coming from. You've got others who say that, sure, one day machines will completely outpower humans, but no matter how many times more powerful a machine gets, it'll always only be able to do what it was programmed to do. So we have nothing to worry about. Again, fair point, but I've got a serious problem with both of these two things. For starters, no one person invented the computer. The computer is a culmination of the efforts of humanity. Every invention, from the discovery of fire to the making of the light bulb, has contributed to the computer. It is the combined work of the brightest minds of every generation that has come before us. And so even if it was true that AI is limited by the intelligence of its creator, which I don't think is true by the way, we would still have an incredibly powerful AI on our hands, and something we should be cautious about. Secondly, I do agree that if humans continued to make self-contained computer boxes, like the ones that sit on your desk, making them increasingly more powerful each year, that would not be an issue. But that is not what we're doing. Right now, as I'm speaking, companies are out there competing to see who can build the AI that can think fastest, learn quickest, and grow on its own accord. And there are 3 ways that I think this could come back to get us. Let's call them scenario A, B, and C.